Republicans have repeatedly lectured America. They control the House, the Senate, and the presidency. It's their government. What leverage do we have?
Welcome to the John Amanchukwu Show. In this episode, we will take a look at an interview that Hakeem Jeffries did, and the Young Turks, they're going to talk about it as well. So, Hakeem Jeffries is under fire and water and an immense amount of pressure as he is forced to come to grips with the fact that Republicans are in control of the House, the Senate, and the presidency. Thank you, Jesus. He recently did an interview and came out and said that the Dems have no leverage. But as usual, Jeffries, the Democratic minority leader of the U.S. House of Representatives, has proven that Democrats are once again notorious for being tone deaf and insensitive to the voice of we, the people. Watch.
We want to get stuff done. We want to make life better for the American people. But I'm trying to figure out what leverage we actually have. What leverage do we have? Republicans have repeatedly lectured America. They control the House, the Senate, and the presidency. It's their government. What leverage do we have?
Leverage? I mean, did he say leverage? Tell me he didn't say leverage. Leverage, is that all that he has to say? Hakeem, brother Hakeem, what about a message? How about a plan? Or better yet, an about face? How about assessing the awful campaign strategies that the Democrat Party championed? You know, the thing. The thing.
Oh, you know the thing.
The high inflation thing. The push to offer children sexual reassignment surgery thing. The open borders and prioritizing criminal illegal aliens over American citizens thing. And don't forget the push to eliminate babies all the way up to 9 months thing. Watch.
The fearless opposition party, ladies and gentlemen. Give them a round of applause. Give them a round of applause. There's nothing we can do. What do you want us to do? I'm gonna stand here as the House minority leader and complain about how we don't have any leverage when I could be messaging about how there's a robbery going on right now as we speak. The dismantling of the government agencies seeking to return money to Americans who are defrauded by the big banks. Can you maybe muster up enough energy to give a speech about that? House minority leader, Hakeem Jeffries. God, the Democrats are so pathetic. They're so pathetic because if you don't agree with what the Trump administration is up to, if you don't identify as a Republican, if you didn't want to vote for Donald Trump, what other option do you have? Okay, the party that tried to run a decomposing corpse, and then when he got caught, they anointed the Democratic nominee. The party that keeps telling you that there's nothing they can do, whether they're in power or out of power.
Yeah, I mean,
come on.
Now calm down, Anna. Calm down, sweetie pie. She's literally drowning in liberal tears. But it gets better. Listen to what Sink had to say. Watch.
So, guys, you've literally heard me sometimes sing this line. There's nothing we could do. There's nothing we can do. That's the Democratic mantra. And that they say that when they get in power. They're like, oh, the filibuster, the parliamentarian, skittle-boo. You're like, that's not even a word. It doesn't matter. There's nothing we could do. There's nothing we could do.
They're so pathetic.
And now that they're in the minority, here comes Hakeem Jeffries to sing the same song. There's nothing we could do. Then what? You know what? The American people believed you. You kept telling them that you can't do anything, so they voted you out of power because you can't do anything. Why don't you man up and grow a spine and a brain and actually figure out a strategy? That moron just said, well, and the Republicans have the House and the Senate and the White House, and the Republicans message to the American people. Wait, why don't you message to the American people? You're doing a press conference right there, schmuck. Why don't you get out your message? I didn't think about that. Look, I need you to understand, these Democratic leadership, mainstream media told you your whole life about how these amazing people. They literally said when we were criticizing Barack Obama from the left, you don't understand, he's doing 4-dimensional chess. He 4-dimensional chess to no change at all other than Obamacare, okay? He 4D chess all the way to a giant bank bailout that made the Democratic Party deeply unpopular and lost 1,000 seats. And here comes Hakeem Jeffries to go, there's nothing I can do. They're dumb.
They're
right, and they're
feckless.
incompetent.
Incompetent, feckless.
Total losers.
So the Democrats have now resorted to eating their own. Yes, good. Hakeem Jeffries has wasted a lot of time with the role that he has. Remember when he thought that rhyming his way through a speech would be a good idea as liberals gushed as his reading rainbow impersonation of his pointless speech? Let's take a trip down memory lane. Watch.
House Democrats will always put American values over autocracy, benevolence over bigotry, the Constitution over the cult, democracy over demagogues, economic opportunity over extremism, freedom over fascism, governing over gaslighting, hopefulness over hatred, inclusion over isolation, justice over judicial overreach, knowledge over kangaroo courts, liberty over limitation, maturity over Mar-a-Lago, normalcy over negativity, opportunity over obstruction, people over politics, quality of life issues over QAnon, reason over racism, substance over slander, triumph over tyranny, understanding over ugliness, voting rights over voter suppression, working families over the well-connected, xenial over xenophobia, yes we can over you can't do it, and zealous representation over zero-sum confrontation.
Yes, he did. He actually did that. Check this out. Hot dogs over hamburgers. Pizza over pig feet. Dragon fruit over donuts. Kale over collard greens. LaCroix over Pellegrino. All right. But on a serious note, here is a clip of my official response to his pathetic speech. Watch. Hello, my name is Pastor John Amanchukwu. And in response to Representative Hakeem Jeffries' speech, I would like to say that we need reason over rhyming. We need men with chest over men with breast. Fathers over reparations, biblical justice over social justice, diversity of thought over racialized social constraint. We need an appreciation for the unborn and not a devaluation of life. We need parental rights in education rather than the demotion of parental oversight. We need education and not indoctrination. We need the freedom of school choice and not the shackles of a one-size-fits-all educational model. We need a healthy love for our flag and not a glorifying of domestic terrorists. We need secured borders and not a defenseless nation. We need to send money to U.S. veterans instead of $45 billion to Ukraine. We need a president that reacts and responds instead of one that ducks and hides. We need free markets and not free stuff. We need lower gas prices and less gas lighting. We need to serve God and not be demagogues. We don't need lapdogs or Hunter Biden's laptops. We need Jesus. We need Jesus today, we need Jesus tomorrow, and we need Jesus forever. And today, we still need Jesus. Not just God, but we need the God of the Bible. We need Jesus Christ. So let's go back to the Young Turks and Hakeem Jeffries. Watch.
This is it. This is the opposition party. So look, His explanation for why Democrats can't deliver for Americans right now is that Republicans just never let them get anything done, right? That's the role of your opposition party, Hakeem Jeffries. But isn't it amazing that when Republicans want something, they usually find a way to get what they want? Anyway, he doubled down later in the same press conference. Let's hear what the House Minority Leader has to say.
We've made clear from the beginning, there's a season to govern and a season to campaign. We are in the governing season. And so we're ready to work together.
Wait a second. Is it just me, or does Hakeem Jeffries' speech pattern remind you of Kamala Harris, or maybe even Barack Hussein Obama? Like, seriously, it's the same whiny, wordy, Saturday style of nothingness. Man, they just awful. Watch.
On any issue. But I'm also confused about the leverage that we allegedly have in the face of such an overwhelming mandate that was given to Republicans by the American people, according to them.
Listen, no one is stupid enough to think that Democrats have a modicum of power right now. They don't. They have no power right now. We all understand that. But how about take a look at the behavior of Republicans when they are not in power? You wanna know what they do? They don't shut up, okay? They're doing press conferences, they're doing congressional hearings, they're repetitive. Again and again, I mean, the Hillary Benghazi thing. Every single day, Hillary Benghazi, Hillary Benghazi, Hillary Benghazi. Democrats though, they cower. And then they tell their own supporters, shut up. There's nothing we can do because we don't have enough power. And then what they'll say is, we need to have control of Congress. And then everyone will get out the vote, they'll organize, they'll canvass, they'll fight real hard to ensure Democrats have the majority in Congress in both the lower chamber, Senate. And guess what they do with that power? Nothing. That's what Biden had. And then it was excuse after excuse after excuse for why they can't get their own agenda accomplished, even when they had control of the executive branch and they had control of Congress. But don't worry, don't fret, because there's another Democratic leader who's gonna fight for us, and she's gonna explain how in this next clip.
My whole passion about being in politics is for the children.
Abortion. That's all you're doing for the children. Yes, abortion. Funding Planned Parenthood. That's it.
So what is it that we're doing for the children? I think that it would have been important for the children to not have Donald Trump be president of the United States. And that is, I would take every step necessary to make sure that didn't happen, but it did. And now we have to deal with it. And in about 6 or 7 months, you're going to see such a change. By the time we start our campaigns in this fall, for next fall, you're going to see a very different picture about the Democrats vis-a-vis Donald Trump.
Retire. She's sitting there and talking about, like, don't worry, in 6 months, we might start fighting back. Like,
I want to explain why she says 6 to 7 months. First, let me go through all this, and we're going to be constructive. I'm going to tell you what they actually should do, okay? Because I think we're the only show that ever does that, right? So first of all, on Hakeem Jeffries, he says, well, there's nothing we do in the minority. But wait a minute, when you were in the majority and Biden had the House, the Senate, and the White House, you also said there was nothing you could do. Why? Because the GOP was blocking all your bills, even though they were in the minority because of the filibuster. So why don't you do the same thing? And then there would be something you could do. Why don't you just do exactly what the Republicans did to you that you complained about when Biden was in charge? Did that not occur to you? Because when you were in charge, you couldn't stop talking about the filibuster and the parliamentarian. Now, all of a sudden, you can't find the parliamentarian. What's a filibuster? I mean, at a bare minimum, can't you do that? For him to pretend that he has no leverage at all, it's unbelievable.
Exactly. They've lost their fight. The Democrats lack passion. The few issues that they may be passionate about mean nothing to the American people.
Now, Nancy Pelosi, I mean, look at how pathetic this is. You know, the thing that I care about is the children. What is this? What is this? I mean, this is elementary level politics.
Yep.
Children how? In what context? What are you talking about? And what is the most important thing for the children, according to her? That Donald Trump not win. In other words, that the Democrats win. Yeah, I was talking to a kid the other day. He's like, man, if more Democrats won, I'd be so happy. Okay, I mean, this is just like such infantile way of trying to manipulate people. If you care about your kids, you vote Democrat. So why does 6 to 7 months from now? Because as she said, that's when our campaign's gonna start. They're not gonna fight back when you're in trouble. They're not fighting back right now when the Trump team is saying we're not listening to the courts. That's the giant, unbelievable constitutional crisis, right? No, they're gonna wait until their self-interest is affected. 6 to 7 months from now, when their campaigns start.
He's speaking the truth here. Mind you, the Young Turks are usually pro-Democrats. They can see that the Democrats are still sitting doing nothing until it's time for them to get elected. You want to know why President Trump has accomplished so much so quickly? He never stopped working. Even when he lost the election, he kept working for the American people. He had a clear vision, a clear plan, and assembled a team of the right people to get the job done, period. The Democrats have been sitting on their butts, tossing word salads while the Republicans, under the leadership of President Donald J. Trump, are constantly working for we, the people. Watch.
Look at the speed. Biden gets in, Trump, boom, 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 doing 1,000 actions. Steve Bannon is laughing his ass off today, talking about, yeah, we flooded the zone. And we're stunned at how little the Democrats did in return. It looks like they had 3 months to prepare and didn't prepare a single thing. He's rubbing our face in it. And he's right about it.
He's right, he's totally right.
And so, I mean, God, they're so pathetic, they can't plan anything.
No, they have something up their sleeve though. Let's be fair. Let's be fair to the Democrats because they do have something up their sleeve. I wrote about this over the weekend. They're relying on a super PAC that's funded by the good billionaires. Don't worry, it's not the bad billionaires, according to Democrats, the good billionaires, who are going to help them connect with the working class. So the New York Times wrote about this as well. They write that the Win Them Back Fund will begin by spending extensively on research before eventually mounting advertising campaigns in key districts, as well as potentially investing in influencers to spread the party's message to less engaged voters. So how is this different from their campaign strategy, which failed miserably?
This is bad. I mean, oh my goodness, this is terrible. So they're gonna pay a focus group, the Win Them Back Fund. I mean, my goodness, it sounds like some dating counseling service where you've lost your boyfriend or your girlfriend and you can pay some money to win them back, right? So they're gonna pay the Win Them Back Fund to tell them what to do. How is that going to work out? Wouldn't it be easier and cheaper to just listen to the American people?
And why do you need to do extensive research that's funded by billionaires to understand working class voters and how to appeal to them?
And I mean, come on, guys. Think about how hilarious that is. We're gonna ask the billionaires how much we can help the middle class, and they'll come up with a genius strategy. Now, I know that the billionaires are funding the pollsters, the consultants, etc. But do you see what they're doing? A, they have no actual ideology. They're going to do focus groups to figure out what would resonate. Now, to actually do those things, if the focus group comes back and says, yeah, do $15 minimum wage like we told you, do paid family leave like we told you 100 times, right? Are they going to actually do those things? No, the focus group and the study funded by the billionaires is so they can tell you what they're gonna pretend to do. And then when they get into office, they'll say there was nothing we could do, okay?
This is sad. I can't take it anymore. As I wrap this up, the Bible says in Proverbs 29:18, it says, where there is no vision, the people perish. Sink said it. The Democrat Party has no philosophy. They have no vision. Now they have an agenda, but no vision. Their agenda is to stay in power by any means necessary. They will sell out to the biggest donors, get elected, and let them do whatever they want to do with our country. We must stay engaged and make sure they never get in power again. Before we go, let's take one more look at a clip of our brother, Mr. Word Salad, Mr. Cool rapping and rhyming brother Hakeem Jeffries. Take a look at this travesty.
I thank the distinguished gentleman from Maryland for yielding. It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine, Salt and Pepper and Heavy D up in the limousine, hanging pictures on my wall. Every Saturday, Rap Attack, Mr. Magic, Marley Marl. Those were the words of the late, great, notorious B.I.G. Biggie Smalls, Frank White, the king of New York. He died 20 years ago today in a tragedy that occurred in Los Angeles. But his words live on forever. I've got the privilege of representing the district where Biggie Smalls was raised. We know he went from negative to positive and emerged as one of the world's most important hip-hop stars. His rags to riches life story is the classic embodiment of the American dream. Biggie Smalls is gone, but he will never be forgotten. Rest in peace, notorious B.I.G. Where Brooklyn at?
Yes, it's a dream. It's all one big dream. A dream where the Republicans have control of the Senate, the Congress, and the Oval Office. A dream where we have a president with a sound mind who is working for the American people and not some super PAC. Well, that's my take. I want to know what you think. Do me a big favor. Drop down below into the comment section. Share your perspective. Tell me what you think. Thank you so much for tuning in, and do me a big favor. Like, share, and subscribe to my channel. God bless you, my friend, and God bless America.